Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is me, Joe Duncan, and this is JDtv. We are sponsored by Callaway Cuisine, specializing in celebrity catering, private chef services, and please, if you are hungry, be sure to check out their food truck. It is all over the city of Atlanta. Well, she rose to the top of the R&B music charts in the late 80s and quickly became the superwoman of singers. Karyn White kept reaching the top with unforgettable hit songs like Secret Rendezvous, Love Saw It, and many, many more, all the way through the mid-90s. She has solidified her place in soul music, and now the beautiful and talented performer is back in business. She's cultivating brand new talent, has signed an incredible lyricist and songwriter, Akbar the Great, to her Supernova label, and it sounds like he is on his way to the top too. I am happy and thrilled to welcome Karyn White and Akbar the Great to JDtv today. What is going on, everybody?
Woo-hoo! We're glad to be, I think, Akbar, this is our second interview together, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We did a Lord Jamar at the beginning of
podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we're happy to be on your show together here.
I am glad to have you here. We're going to go ahead and get right to it. The first thing I have to know, Ms. White, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
You look good.
Hey.
You look just like you did the very first time I ever saw you on a music video. You obviously look like you've got the secret. What is it?
Okay, are you ready for this secret?
I'm writing it down.
Boom. The secret is forgiveness.
Wow.
Yeah. You have to forgive yourself, first of all, for being so stupid in your youth, right? And doing the dumb shite you did. And then you got to forgive others. And so forgiveness ages you. So that would be the real secret. And I think, and that's not something I can even take credit for. I'm just thankful that I have it, because had I not, it would have, what does it say? It just would have stopped me from really going after my dreams all the way, because I would have been bitter and, you know, all that ugly stuff that comes with unforgiveness.
Damn it. I'm going to be ugly for a while longer.
You look great.
Thank you. I get it from my mama.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Look, and it don't help to have it in the genes too.
It ain't for forgiving people.
I get it from my mama. Hey.
All right. We're going to talk. We can't wait to talk more to you and Akbar the Great. But first, let me say, you came up in an era of music, which I think is one of the greatest eras of music. I mean, to me, nothing beats 80s and 90s music. And that was a time when female singers were dominating. What was it like coming up through the ranks of the music business with your sisters like Whitney and Janet and Toni and Anita and Jody Watley and all those other great ones?
Sure. Look, to hear those names, it sounds so crazy, because I was competing for Grammys and American Music Awards and Soul Train Awards with all those amazing women. You know, now that I look back at it, it was just an amazing time in the entertainment industry. We were at the beginning, at the middle of videos. So all of those artists really had to be performers. Yeah. Especially the latter ones. You talk about the Whitneys, the Janets, and the Tonys. And so that was our era. You had to have great music. You had to look a certain way, and you had to be a performer, because videos were really such a big part. And a lot of it, you had to have your own style. Yeah. And that's what a lot of those artists did. And I loved, of course, being a Janet fan, as well as Anita Baker and Whitney. Oh, my God. So I'm just glad that I'm, they say I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for having 3 number ones that went consecutively number 1 on my first album. And I didn't know that. And I would have thought, of course, Whitney had it. Of course. You know what I mean? It's like,
that's one she didn't get.
For R&B, yeah. So I'm just grateful at the end of the day.
And back in that day, to a lot of artists today, there's always a gimmick. But in that time, the only gimmick you needed was the voice and the talent.
Yes. And the creativity. creativity. A lot of those people like Jodie Watley, who I have to give it to her, she was such, you know, an iconic brander. We didn't use the word branding at that time, but, you know, her fashion, her style, her music, you know, Janet as well. And so just that was a time when it was really like, how do you be different from these amazing artists? But for one thing, I really tried to make sure that I didn't sound like any of them. I tried to always, you know, I never listened to female artists growing up. I always listened to like Switch and Stevie Wonder and Michael and Prince and James Brown and Marvin and Luther. So I tried to listen to a lot of men so I wouldn't sound, I mean, who wouldn't want to sound like Whitney or Anita?
Right,
so,
right.
You know, it's real easy to do. You know, I'm gonna give you the sneak little peek on that. On that Love song, I did try to touch with Anita Baker a little bit on that.
Okay.
So silly. Yeah,
Yes.
you hear that?
That was one of my jams. That was one of my jams. I saw Love. Love never saw me though.
Oh.
Well, listen, talking about that first album, self-titled Karyn White, were you shocked at how well fans received it, or did you know during the making of it that there was something magical happening and that this was going to maybe be something big?
Yeah, I wasn't shocked because I had such a faith growing up. I knew this was what I wanted to do. I wasn't the prettiest, the smartest, the most talented, but I was the most focused in my peers. Everybody called me Karyn White when I was in elementary school. I was a track star. So it was in the cards, not because I did the work to do it. You understand? I did the work to be a Karyn White, quitting cheerleading. I was the co-captain, you know, knowing that it would ruin my voice, going to the sessions, learning from all these people. So, and then hooking up with the most, you know, amazing artists of the generation. First of all, starting out with O'Brien, Switch, Don Cornelius, then going to Jeff Lorber, and then going to LA and Babyface, Benny Medina, Larkin Arnold, who was the president of Sony, who was my manager. So if I wasn't successful, something was hella wrong.
Exactly. It's hard to avoid success with those people. Yeah, it's hard to avoid success with those people, you know, in your camp. Yeah. Well, is looking back on everything that you've done, is there a moment in your career that stands out or that blows your mind and you think to yourself, man, I did that?
Man, oh gosh, probably internationally. Man, I did that because, you know, grew up in the hood, you know, the hood is what, you know, gave me, Superwoman became very popular, you know, so I was that chocolate girl that, you know, that people could see themselves because they didn't see themselves a lot, you know, in that, you know, being in that era. So when I crossed over internationally, I think having women in Japan and singing my song and like, I'm not, you know, having such a, getting off the plane and having people give me flowers and just like, you know, that was incredible because it showed you that music is universal.
Yeah, and transcendent.
Yeah, so that, and then, you know, so going to London. So internationally, I'm a really large artist internationally. So that's probably what really shocked me the most.
Your huge hit song, Superwoman, came out, sent the ladies going crazy. Everyone was, hell, I was singing it myself.
Look, you probably was sick of them singing.
No, ma'am. But it's one of those songs, it remains an anthem today. Is that song different for you today when you perform it than it was those years ago?
Hella different. Because, you know, what did I know about? I was 23 going on 24. How could you know about being a superwoman? You know, I hadn't been through enough to overcome and persevere. And so I remember being in the studio with LA and Face and Daryl, and LA and I did the most of that record together because, you know, different people had the ones that they work with better. Some people work better with Face. I work better with LA. He's probably more hood. So, you know, I remember him like really just cussing me out because at first I was early in, you know, but it wasn't convincing. So I really had to tap in to Miss Vivian C. White who is the ultimate superwoman, who
right.
believed in me, and just to have a mother that really, my sister was talented too. She was a dancer. So we would do these pageants, and I would go with my mother to see my sister in this pageant. And she would win. And I would say, Mom, I'm going to be in that pageant, and next year I'm going to win. And she never doubted me. She always encouraged me. So that song Superwoman was every bit of my mother. And I just tapped into that. And that's what you guys are hearing emotionally on that record.
Well, just as a caveat, when I would sing the song, I would say, "You are my superwoman."
Nice. I like your voice. Look at you, huh?
You sound like a young Luther, man.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you. I bet you don't want to throw a deal my way though. So you had to grow into that song. Now, one more thing about that song, it was showcased a few years ago during a Soul Train music award celebration, celebrating the music of Babyface. Are you speaking to him yet for what he did?
Yeah, but we've made up, but I've actually found out that it wasn't them. It was a person at BET. And see, this is sometimes the younger generation. They're so busy trying to be on trend.
Yeah.
And what's hot at the time. They didn't realize that the backlash that they were going to get from not having me, because it's like she may have left the entertainment industry, but Karyn White should have been singing this song. Right. Not that Fantasia, of course, Fantasia is amazing, but it's like you took history, you took a moment from the fans, and that's what it was like. We wanted to see Karyn White sing the song, and so this chick made that call to go with the more popular person as opposed to me, because I wasn't singing. I was just getting back into singing because I left the business for 18 years. But the person wound up getting fired for making that call. So.
All right.
Look, I don't mean that, but and it just shows you sometimes that's what I don't like. And that's what I love about, like, when I go over to Europe or South Africa or Japan, I have what they call an evergreen catalog. And they don't write you off just because you're not popular. It's like you're a timeless artist and you're revered and not, written off. Like, how people are in the R&B world. It's like you're only as great as your last hit, but not with that audience. And so it hurt, to see that, just because I felt like, man, everybody else was there, Bobby. Who was it? Bobby, Tevin, so, but life goes on.
Right.
It made me stronger. It made me just say, I'm gonna show you guys.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna show them.
And you know what? I'm glad a head rolled after that whole incident.
It should have. It's just like, for me, like, having somebody sing a Shaka song that, it's like, through the fire, like,
and she's right there. She's just around the corner, folks. You can get there.
If you could have what's her name, Kiki Wyatt, but it's like, are you crazy? Like, I want to hear, you know what I mean? I want to. Shaka that's my memory. You took something special from us, Right.
All right. Well, let's bring in my producer / co-host.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, Miss Karyn White. Thanks you for joining us.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. And my artist, Akbar the Great.
Say hello to Akbar the Great.
Yeah, I was going to give you a shout out, man. Thanks for letting us introduce you to our fans.
I appreciate y'all for inviting me on, man. I just want to be that sponge, man, and soak up all this game that's being passed around right now.
Oh, taking a selfie.
No, I'm not taping you guys. I'm taping you guys.
Did you get my best side?
I got your best side.
He doesn't have one. All right, so you're known for R&B music, but you got a new artist on your new label, Supernova. Were you apprehensive about working with an artist who extremely talented, but not a traditional R&B artist?
No, not at all. See, the great part about, I left the business and I feel like I just kind of I left on a high, right? My life was, I was with, the amazing Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam and all of that, living this big life. And, once him and I divorced, I left the entertainment industry. So I was starting to really just become a person because all I knew, remember I told you, I knew that I wanted to be a star all my life. So I kind of missed my childhood. So I was able to kind of catch back up. So I fell in love with hip hop at that time. Okay. So, before I was more of a pop queen. So when I heard Akbar's music, I knew I would have never tried to be in hip hop if I didn't know it, y'all.
Right.
And the main thing I kept realizing that I always would predict, even though I wouldn't listen to it all the time, but I knew the stars. Like I would be, I knew J. Cole was going to be Cole, Sean and Jay-Z and Tupac and, Kanye and just Kendrick. So I understood who the stars were. And just like I felt like that when I heard Akbar's music.
Well, we're gonna talk to him right now. Preston, I'm gonna jump back to you and let you have your question for Akbar just in just a moment. But what I want to know is, I was telling you earlier, Akbar, that I've been following you on social media, listening to the music, looking at one of your posts from a few days ago. You're in the booth. I mean, just spitting this fire. But what really astounded me was the cadence, that rhythm that you have. How in the hell do you do that?
And that's love, man. I've been a big fan of music, man, and just all types of different genres of music, like just throughout my whole childhood. And especially hip hop, man. I was coming up, my favorite rapper was Ludacris and Mystical, when I was like 5 years old. And so it just expanded from that, I just grew into hip hop, and I understood just the power of switching up your cadence as well when you rapping, and just the power of that all, man. And so I never want to get too comfortable in a 16 bar to where the first four sounding like the last four, I want to keep it even, evened out and stuff like that, man. So I feel like, that's where we try to go with the music, man. And it adds more soul to the music, man. If you could just add that more rhythm, that more rhythm into the verse and stuff like that.
Well, it's impressive. It's impressive. Preston, what do you want to ask Akbar the Great while we've got him here?
Well, first of all, man, let me say I've been feeling your music. The whole mood and the vibe is like everything. But you have what we call, the old folks call it old soul. Where does that come from?
Man, I grew up around my grandmother. She did a lot of like the watching and stuff like that. Me and my 9 cousins running around the crib and stuff. And so, a lot of the times we would have to listen to what she was listening to. At 1 o'clock, I remember we had to either take a nap or watch All My Children with her. You know what I'm saying? And that was the only options that we had. And so, just that whole heavy influence of just the oldies that she used to play, man, the old school music that we would just hear in a quiet storm, man, driving around with my dad and my mom and stuff like that. And I feel like, being born in 95, I caught that perfect era of just, that late 90s soul and that new bounce that you feel in, music that's kind of oversaturated at this point in time. But it's just a good blend between the two. And so I just try to emulate the music that I grew up on, man. The Lauryn Hills, the Commons, the early Kanye's, man, Floetry, Slum Village. And so that's a lot of the influence right there. And I feel like if we could tap back into that, man, we in a good space.
Well, did you know about the legacy of Karyn White when you guys hooked up, or did you have to do some research?
Oh man, there was no research that needed to be done on my end, man. I remember listening to, hearing Superwoman just specifically as a kid, and the fact that I have a relationship and work so closely with her at this point in time is just, I always tell her it's a surreal moment, man. I remember my mom cleaning the house. I smell pine sol and, Superwoman to come on, the Way You Love Me would come on and stuff like that. And so, it was no, like she said, man, her stardom spoke for itself, man. It was universal. It was very universal, man. So it was just cool to get acclimated to see her as a person though, because you got a certain perception about how you a celebrity is and stuff like that, man. And she dispelled so many different things the instant I met her. You know what I'm saying? It was like meeting an auntie that I didn't know I had.
All right, cool beans. Preston, what do you want to ask Karyn?
Karyn, you have one of my favorite songs with Babyface called Love Saw It. Are there any artists of today that you feel you could create that same magic with?
Ooh. Today, yeah, some of my favorites. Yeah, I'm trying to get something with Raphael Sadiq. I'm trying to get something with Stokely, D'Angelo,
Wow.
Maxwell. That was
The greats. Yeah.
the greats. But if it was younger, Usher,
Okay.
it would be Usher.
Got you.
Cool. Well, Akbar, the song "Young Righteous Black Girl" is out. Video's getting a lot of views on YouTube. What's coming next for you?
Man, you know, we have so many things, different projects that we're working on. You know, we just now released the remix to Young Righteous Black Girl. We released that this past weekend, man. Shout out to this phenomenal female artist out of Chicago, Brittany. She blessed us with a dope verse. And we also got some other projects that we're working on as well. I released a second music video, my second single, Everlasting Thought, you know, was really like an anthem for just a lot of us young Black males growing up in the city and just growing up in America in general, dealing with a lot of different, you know, just systemic type of problems that we face. That's the anthem, man. And, you know, shout out to Shiraz Belushi, director out of LA, man, for capturing the whole cinematic feel that we went with this music video. So I would love for y'all check that out as well, man.
Absolutely.
No, there's so many things, man, to talk about. You know, the web series. I'm writing a web series right now. I'm writing an animated series that we have, you know what I'm saying, about to be in production soon. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff to tap into.
Wow, man, you are on the rise. You are on the rise. We've got 10 minutes left, everybody. So, Preston, you got something else you want to fire off?
Yeah, I did want to say, Akbar, man, I be seeing you throwing down in the kitchen with that Chipotle bowl. So
Hey,
what inspires you to cook?
Hey, see, you know, my mom, she was always heavy with just cooking and stuff like that. I grew up in the nation, and so she always, you know, we never really ate a lot of fast food and stuff like that growing up. So she was heavy with, you know, cooking meals and stuff, but she only really cooked, you know, breakfast and dinner, you know. So if we wanted anything in between, then, you know, we had to try our hand. And so I knew that I always liked eating good food. So I thought, why not become a good chef at the end of the day, man? So that's where my love came from, it, man. And it just developed. I, you know, worked at restaurants and all types of things, man. So I try to expand my horizon and do a couple of different things, man.
All right. Akbar, before we throw it back with a question for Karyn and then get to this game, the name, Akbar the Great.
Yes, sir.
Tell me all about that. Now, is that being a little braggadocious, or it is what it is?
No, man. You know, it actually just stuck, man. I was going, you know, Akbar means great in Arabic, you know what I'm saying? And so when I was shuffling through my IG handles and stuff like that, I'm just like, all right, Akbar. But, you know, of course, that's going to be taken, man. So I'm like, damn. So I just thought of like a double entendre that we can go with, Akbar the Great, G8, you know what I'm saying? And it just stood out, man, and it just stuck. And, you know, I usually tell people, you know, I'm Akbar, but follow me at Akbar the Great, you know what I'm saying? Because I never want to call myself that, you know what I'm saying? I'd much rather have other people, you know, give me that title and give me that label, man. And, it's just been well received, though, and I appreciate all the love, you know what I'm saying, that we've been getting on IG and all the social media handles.
And Akbar the Good doesn't have the same ring to it.
You know, exactly. You know, Hov told us, man, I'm a big Jay-Z fan. You know what I'm saying? Hov said, you know, don't be good, be great, man. That's most definitely the motto and the message at the end of the day.
All right, last question for Miss White before we get to this cool game. Preston and I were talking about your huge career, and we both wanted to ask this question. You had a relationship, were married to one of the greatest producers of all time, Terry Lewis, of course, of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Janet Jackson fame. You also worked with him on a project of your own. How was that? How was it, you know, having to see somebody at home and then you go to work and hell, he's there too?
Oh, no, it was dope because we're cut from the same cloth. If anything, he was happy because he gets to work all night, and I'm crazy to work all night with him. So no, our musical match was amazing. You know, we both it kind of got a little bit because when, you know, at Pillow Talk, when I'm telling them, you know, I think I could do that verse over, you know, like, so I had the thing where I had this studio, right? So I got spoiled. I could go in and say, I want to do the verse over 20 times. You know what I mean? Yeah. But after a while, he became like, okay, Karyn, like, when are you going to stop this? You know what I mean? Turn it off.
All right.
No, it was, and you know, I would bring the kids there, and you know, this place was amazing. It was like 20,000 square feet. It was beautiful. You know, it was. Everybody loved coming to Flight Time. It was you know, you'd go in one room, New Edition over here, Janet over here, you know, Mint Condition over here, Alexander O'Neal. So that it was such a poppin' place, and the energy was just infectious. Great. Only thing I really hate, I got Stokely on some records that I got to ask Terry to give me the vault because I definitely want to release this music. Okay. I was so silly at that time. If I could go back, I could have been doing stuff with all of these artists, but I was a little introvert. I'm kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we've got less than 5 minutes left. We're gonna go ahead and get to this game question. You probably Preston, you probably won't get to every question. Let's do maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
All right. Are you up for it, Miss Karyn White?
Oh yeah. Whatever I don't want to answer, I'll say I plead the fifth.
Okay, there you go. Because some of you might want to. Okay. But Karyn White, we love your music, and even though Valentine's Day just passed, we're going to play a little word association game to keep us in the mood. So I'm going to describe some pop culture hookups. You let us know if they are romantic or a secret rendezvous.
Oh, okay.
Okay? All right. So Matt James, the first Black bachelor, makes up with 32 women and hopes of finding one wife in 9 weeks. Is that romantic or a secret rendezvous?
Secret rendezvous.
Got you. Okay. Okay. Tion Tiny's.
Hey, boo. Go ahead.
Right. So Tion Tiny's Girl Gone Wild Sexcapades. Is it romantic or is it a secret rendezvous?
I guess it's romantic to them. That's how they get down. Hey. Like T.I. said, stay out my bed.
Right. Okay, another pop hookup.
Okay. Last one.
Okay, Lori Harvey living her best life with Hollywood's most eligible bachelors. Romantic or secret rendezvous?
Secret rendezvous.
All right. All right. Before we say goodbye, if you could get a pass and have a secret rendezvous with any male celebrity today, who would you choose?
Denzel.
All right. All right, guys. We gotta get out of here. Everybody, be sure to follow Akbar the Great on Instagram at Akbar the Great. Miss Karyn White, tell everybody how they can find you on social media.
Find me at Karyn White on IG, official Karyn White, and then sign up to my page, my website at KarynWhite.me, and that's KarynWhite.me, and also follow Akbar the Great at AKBAR the G8.com. Congratulations too on your platform, and we wish you much success, and we would love to come back. Me and Akbar are going to be dropping a single soon, so I definitely want to make sure you get it.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Okay.
Everybody, take care. Much success to both of you. It was a pleasure.
It was fun. Didn't you have fun, Ak?
No, this was dope energy, man. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, my man, you kind of remind me of a Deuces and Mero. You know what I'm saying? You got that, Deuces and Mero with the hat, dark-skinned dude, man.
Right.
You feel me? I thought I was talking to for a second, man. I'm like,
man, we appreciate you being here. I'm telling you, JDtv is the place to be.
It is, man.
Thank you, sweetie. Bye-bye.
All righty. Bye-bye, everybody.